Hey guys, let's take a walk through Mandalay Bay. So when I was doing the walk from Mandalay Bay to the Vegas side, I noticed this area out here, and I thought it looked like it had fire and water, and it just wasn't turned on. But now that you see it in the daytime, it's obvious that there was water, and I think there was fire coming out of that giant cauldron. But there's no water here or fire. But curiously, there's still signs inside that say the Enchanted Garden is this direction, is this that we're looking at now. The rocks are still stained from where water was, obviously, but it seems like it would have been pretty cool. Like there's big waterfalls coming down that thing, and there's fire coming out of those cauldrons. But if you see, this is fire feature control room, so they're pretty much evidence that there was a fire feature, and I'm guessing it was those giant cauldrons had fire and did their thing. But see, like there's waterfalls coming down there, and then down here, and now it's just some sparse plants. It's still pretty in some ways, but like so much more potential than what it's doing right now. Which is one of the reasons I'm like such a big critiquer of MGM. It's like they go for whatever could be the most cost-saving measure they can do. That's what they opt for. Like that little bridge over there is cute, and then see there used to be water going under the bridge based on the discoloration of the rocks and everything. But alas, not right now. It's still here. There's always hope as long as it's still here. You never know. Some other company could come in and buy it and got a whole new vibe going on. So anyway, we're going to walk inside now. First we have to go through the valet pickup area to get back into the hotel. You can see there's still signs that say the Enchanted Garden at Mandalay Bay with a photo icon or camera icon, meaning, you know, it's a photo opportunity. So yeah, today I figured we would walk around, look at some of the things that might not have noticed first time through. Some details in the architecture and other cool things. So come along, let's go walk through and see what we can see. I think it's interesting too that like this, the valet pickup is much less pretty than the valet drop-off, which is immediately above us. But we'll go up there and you can see the comparison of how it is. I guess whenever you're dropping your car off, you need to be all wooed, but when you're picking your car up, you've already given them your money, so you're no longer being wooed at that point. It's much cooler in here. I'm not sure what the temperature outside is today, but lately it's been in the 90s during the daytime. So let's take a quick detour over here towards the beach and spa, beach being pool area. We'll head upstairs to see the valet drop off. There's a hair salon, and then a little boutique shop of pool stuff, and then there is the spa. And then out here is the pool area, which looks like it does have some waterfalls and stuff going on. They're still working over there in the distance. And the hours are 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. currently. I would guess it's like, prime pool time in Vegas right now. So I'm sure we can't get much farther than this. You gotta be a hotel guest. But if you want to come to the pool, this is the direction. You can see it from inside. You go towards the convention center, so we'll take a peek out that window whenever we go there. The building is reflecting a bit today. Well, I'm sure every day. It's sunny most every day in Vegas. So yeah, let's head back inside and go up to the valet drop-off area. Thank you. Let's take a peek in here. What's in here? Oh, it's just the other side of when you come down these escalators and go up the escalators. Look, there's a robot cleaning the floor. So, if you're getting your bearings again, we basically walked inside over that door in the distance, and then we went down this hallway to the beach. So we've just made a circle around this room here in the middle. Oh, this is the down escalator. Gotta go back this way. And here's an indoor water feature that's no longer using water. So now we'll head outside here and then see the taxi or valet and drop-off area. So that way, when you're coming into the casino, you get the fancy experience of the high ceilings and, you know, statues and we'll go in here to the hotel entrance. So this is got a honeysuckly sort of smell, which I think is their perfume choice for here. And then this is the hotel lobby in this direction. So there's a hotel within the hotel and another hotel. So I think there's 3 hotels total. There's the Four Seasons, there's Mandalay Bay, and now there's the newest hotel name called W, which was the Delano before that, and then it was just called The Hotel before that. So here's the lobby where people are checking in or checking out. And then looks like we take a peek through this window. We can see the other view of the hotel pool from what we saw a minute ago. Well, we can see the waterfall. So this must be like an event space, I'm guessing, down there. And then over there is where we're walking, like just beyond that little tiered walls where the elephant heads are spitting water into the fountain. And then I was thinking sometimes, well, when it's around Christmas, there'll be like a big Christmas tree where we were just standing. I think Christmas is about the only holiday that the casinos decorate for. And this is the direction for the Four Seasons and the Veranda restaurant. Usually when you go to the fancier sections of hotels or conference rooms, it gets quieter. So it's definitely a calmer vibe here than the main casino floor. And it looks like you can sort of peek out and see what's going on at the pool. And these are the ballrooms. It's very quiet in here. So that screen said it's 96 degrees outside. I'm assuming, I don't know, it has two 96/77. I don't know what 77 is. Is that temperature in here? In Fahrenheit? Then we'll head down this stairway, and there's like sort of a little hidden restaurant that you might want to check out if you come to Vegas and want to feel bougie, called Veranda down here. I still think they do a weekend brunch buffet, but they also have a menu the whole time too, if you prefer just to order from the menu. So this is a doorway now, and it looks like it's called Bourbon Steak. I'm pretty sure the last time we came through here, it was not anything. And then this is the verandas out that way. You can sit outside and sort of take in the Vegas weather and everything. Sit here if you need to work on your computer or something. Looks like there are charging ports and electrical outlets. Again, this is the Four Seasons at Mandalay Bay. And it has a whole separate valet drop-off pickup area. own little shops or shop. Its own spa. And then this is the elevators to the hotel rooms. It says the fitness center is that way, but I'm not sure where. Didn't see any evidence of a fitness center. I mean, I'm assuming the sign's telling the truth. That's the thing with Vegas is like pretty much whatever price point you want to spend is you're going to be able to find something that matches. So if you stay within the Four Seasons area of the property, probably everything is on point. If you venture out to the Mandalay Bay part, it's going to still be high end, but there's definitely going to be some evidence here and there of cost cutting. Now we're heading back into the busyness of Mandalay Bay, which is still pretty low-key today. It's only about 11 in the morning right now, so not too many people checking in and out compared to normal. So let's head on into the casino area itself. And if you're still trying to make sense of it all, the escalator we came back up from the Valet and everything is over here. So it's pretty easy to get lost, but you can't go too far. You can't get too lost, I guess is what I mean. You'll still be okay. And then over here is a little coffee shop, which I think is sort of cute. I don't know if it serves anything besides, you know, standard coffee shop fare. Bagels and the like. No actual, like, you know, sandwiches. And I think it's weird that in Vegas there's like coffee shops which are like diners pretty much. That's what every Vegas hotel used to have, as the coffee shop was like a diner that had, you know, real sit down sort of IHOP style food. And then there's also coffee shop. It's the same term for just a place like Starbucks that's primarily just focused on food. I mean, not focused on food, probably just focused on coffee. If you need some shoes, well, if you need some jelly shoes for under $25, I don't know, those seemed like they might have been more like a Temu thing than $25, but hey. And then you can head up that way to the tram. It will take you to the other casinos owned on this end. The tattoo shop. Is anybody getting tattoos this morning already? She's doing something on the computer, so looks like they might be getting ready for some tattoos. And only one table of poker going on right now. Casino seems pretty low-key today. It is a Monday morning, but it is summer, so I would think there would be more people here. It's not morning though. It's like, you know, lunchtime-ish, early lunch-ish. I like the lights, chandeliers, and that sort of facade in the back that looks like it's brick. And there's a little stage here that the House of Blues probably for sure does shows on. It says they're cashless, which I always think is an interesting choice for something that's in a casino. It's like there's more access to cash in a casino than almost in a bank. You know, they don't ever run out of change or, you know, any of that stuff, but some places have gone cashless. I don't know if that's because the employees can't be trusted, which seems like an odd choice too, especially just for a restaurant. But, you know, they have to pay fees on credit card processing, but somebody decided that's better than giving, you know, cash to the employees. So anyway, just an observation. That's what I do, observate. yes, I know that's not a real world. Okay, you got me. Okay, I know it's not a real word, observate. It's just observe, but you know, I like to observe. And over here is the Sportsbook. So if you want to do a bet on some sports items, check it out. And then over here is the Michael Jackson 1 Theater. It's authentic Michael Jackson red beaded military jacket. So this is a Cirque du Soleil show that's centered around Michael Jackson music. And then this is the currently named W Hotel. And then here is the entrance to go up to the 64th floor Panoramic Bar and Lounge. So if you're looking at an outside view of the Mandalay Bay and the casino tower next to it, which currently has a W on it, there's an opening, and that's a bar up there now called Skyfall. Then this used to be a restaurant, but it's currently under rework. Is this something else? I mean, I'm not sure, but I would guess it's going to be a restaurant again, just with a different name and different menu. And there is a different spa in this hotel as well. So if you stay at these 3 hotels, they have 3 different spas, even though they're all the same owner and all connected. It's sort of cute, the little ceiling design there. That's like twinkling stars in this bar area. It's not currently open, but you know, little bar vibe. And a big wraparound couch. And then this is the lobby for the W Hotel. So if you're staying in this hotel, you get your own separate little lobby and check-in area. And then I like this rock sculpture thing there. I guess it's, I don't know, a rock art installation. I don't think it's a sculpture. But it's rocks hung by wires. And then the farther you get away, then the more it looks like there's a hole in the center. And then if you go out this direction, you're gonna reach the valet pickup area for the W Hotel, which I'm not sure entirely if it's a whole separate valet, and I know it's a shared parking garage, but the W is not quite as elite as the Four Seasons, so it could just be that out here is just the same, or it could be totally different. Guess we'll see in just a second. Well, it looks like it's the same. It says valet pickup here, but I don't know if you dropped your car off at the other location with the big fanciness, would you still pick it up here? I'm unlikely to find out the answer myself, so if you know, just let me know. I don't think I'll be spending $40 to valet my car here anytime soon. It's so much cooler inside, temperature-wise. So it looks like this is mobile check-in, just on this little cart. I personally do not like the mobile cart checkout things at Target, where somebody just wheels it around and checks you out that way. It's been a while since I've done that, but random aside. These also look almost like the same as the hanging rocks, but these are glass made things that are the same shape as rocks. So I have been to that bar, but it was a long time ago. It had a different name and everything. I'm sure it's been remodeled and refreshed with the new aesthetic and everything. Sports looks pretty empty today too. So I'll head on back into the casino area. See what we can see, if there's anything new. I'm curious about that new Bourbon steak restaurant that was down there by Veranda. Wonder if it's got anything unique. I like something unique. You know, there's a lot of high-end restaurants and everything in Vegas, but it needs to have something like a little extra, you know, which when they open something new, it usually has the potential to have something extra because they're trying to stand out, you know, amongst all the others. Now, whenever it's been around for a while, usually some aspect of it stops working and then they don't fix it. But when it initially opens up, then it can be, you know, something nice and fun. Looks like they replaced almost all the table games with electronic versions, at least for that area. There's still some over here, but it used to be table games all throughout the whole right side of where we're walking now. Oh, and I noticed in the distance it says Bob Marley Hope Road. The last time we came through, it was still totally a construction wall, and that used to be the place where there was the buffet was there before, you know, I got rid of the buffet because they just don't make enough money. And you know, I always wonder with the buffet thing, it's like, if Golden Corral can be a profitable company as a standalone buffet, or other restaurants like that, you know, I see YouTube videos about big mega buffets in the middle of country towns that have thousands of customers every day, and they somehow are profitable. How can you not be profitable when you're in a Vegas casino where you can also make money off people gambling? I think it's just greed. So, okay, enough ranting about buffets right today. If you want a buffet, there are still some in town, but it's nowhere near like it used to be before 2020. But fingers crossed, if there's silver linings with the current situation, is that they might start making deals to get people to come and travel again. This is cute. Orla, Mediterranean. Got a little nice vibe. Haven't eaten there. It's Mediterranean. Not the hugest Mediterranean food fan. Then we'll head back this way, which is the convention centers and the Shark Reef, which one time we gotta go there sometime. I mean, now there's used to be a little space called, what was it? Was it China Grill, I think? And then I don't know if they still have the individual bathrooms behind there that have like frosted glass on the outside. So it was a unique experience when you went to the bathroom within there. But I don't know. Yeah, maybe it looks like in the very far distance, just beyond the sort of black wall, is the frosted glass. So they might still have those. They might not have taken them out. So if you have a interest in seeing that in particular, or if you go there, or as like always, let me know if you know. Do they still have the frosted wall glass bathrooms? So, but it used to be, I think, called China Grill, and they had this entree where they would very thinly slice some tuna, I think it was. It's been probably like 15 years, but they'd very thinly slice the tuna, and the heat from the plate would make it wave, which is definitely a little trippy. You know, it was the size of a piece of paper, like that thinness. It wasn't very thin, but it would wiggle on your plate. And then here's another angle of the pool. Quite a few people out at the pool. There's a lazy river pool, and then also a wave pool. I would doubt that any of those items in that little store have prices on them. They've sort of switched to dynamic pricing, and also you shouldn't know what the price is according to their logic. You just get up there and have sticker shock, and then you just buy it because, you know, you're already there and feel like you need to. I wonder if those doors are entirely facades. I've eaten there, but it's been a long time ago. It smells good. I can smell the barbecue Mexican restaurant. There's a bit of a breeze blowing through here right now, down this hallway. You can sort of tell from the palm fronds. just a little grassy area. Thought there would be something more interesting. And then the food court looks super dead, but also there are people up there and there are employees behind the counter, so is this just more grass? Yeah. And this is sort of an ancillary thing for the shark reef. If you want to get even more naturey goodness. So underwater VR adventures. Yeah, look, and I'm sure that used to be a big fire pit too, that cauldron over there. And if I were a betting man, which I am, I would totally bet it doesn't work anymore either. I always say, if you've never been to Vegas, you're going to think it's the most fabulous place ever. But if you've been here for a while, you're going to be like, oh, it used to be so much nicer. It's like a mistress. I always call it a mistress that takes your money. So, in the olden days, she was younger and hotter. Now she's still a mistress that will take your money. But she's not as nearly as young and hot as she used to be. So there's the convention center over in the distance, one of the buildings. We walked by some, obviously, but we didn't walk past those buildings in the distance. I think it's unusual that this area is not more commercialized. I mean, there's not that many people going out that door that we just walked to. But it being MGM, I would think they would have put ads on these walls here or something. We'll head up here. I don't think anything has changed in the entrance part of the shark reef, but you never know. Might see something. It's pretty at the very least. Cleaning up the window. Oh, I forgot. You gotta walk out. We'll bring you an escalator to get you in, but you gotta walk down the stairs to get out. This Subway's open 24 hours here. Seems so far off the beaten path to be open 24 hours in this location. Of course, you can get a Subway Club footlong for $18.99. So maybe they're making up for it in the pricing. Here's another area if you want to sit and charge your devices and chill. You get a small fountain soda for $5.95. Or a large is $6.95. So $7 essentially for a large soda. And the cheese slice is $10. Now, if you've got the willpower, you can also sit and play at a slot machine, and they will bring you a Coke for free. It's just customary to tip $1. So you can, if you have the willpower, you could lose $5 gambling while letting the cocktail waitress do her thing, and then you would still be ahead. But even better than that, you could get an alcoholic drink for that same $1 tip. The cocktail waitress does not care what drink she's bringing you. So let's jump to the end of this hallway and see what else is inside the casino floor area. Okay, we're back near the casino floor again, next to this Orla restaurant, which had the cute interior. So I'm not sure if there's anything else new over here or not, but I figure we'll take a quick swing by, and then that'll be it, because we've seen Mandalay Bay today and checked out some new spots too. But speaking of the swing, there's the Swingers Golf Club, which is sort of back to our left from where we are looking currently. And I saw where it's just opened to families, where it was a 21 plus venue. So I'm guessing they're trying to get more people in because Vegas tourism is down. I think they want to underplay that it's down, but it's definitely down compared to any metric, I guess is what I'm saying. It's down. So, but anyway, I don't know what's over here, if anything new. There's the slot machines. You know, I went to San Diego recently, and they have the same slot machines. So if you're just comparing apples to apples, it's hard to justify a trip to Vegas. There was at one of the casinos there in San Diego, no ATM fees at all. And here it's at least $8.99, and I think it's $11.99. So, you know, no slot fee, no ATM fees. And then another casino there in San Diego has free sodas. They're just self-serve. Like, you don't even have to think, do I pay $5.95 for a small or work it somehow? So anyway, yeah, that was the Mandalay Bay Casino. There's nothing new over here besides the Bob Marley restaurant. So if you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. That would be great. I very much appreciate it. If you're not yet subscribed, it would be great if you did that too. And as always, I'll be back soon. Thanks for watching.